Where's it? There it is.
You
Ladies
sure?
and gentlemen,
Are you sure about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Rich and Brandon and John, and it is Two Guys Tech's Friday Hangout, talking about tech news, home lab, just having a good time.
Yeah.
Right?
How you been?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
You sure you don't sound good? Like,
No, I'm great. It's been
like
it's
when
been,
you hear living the dream, you know someone's just not having a good day. Like,
well,
Rich and I have this thing where like something goes wrong 5 minutes before the live show every time, and this time we're like, we should change the microphone setup. It's a quarter till. We have plenty of time.
hold on, let me find out what it sounds like.
I had to like talk them off a bridge essentially.
I think we sound
because
wonderful.
they were
Do
like, we need to have the highest def audio. Like, you need to
But
have
we
Dolby
just
Atmos,
decided that.
Yeah.
Just decided that right before the show.
Yeah, so I hope you
But-
guys like how hard we worked on this high def.
They probably can't even hear us.
That's right. Like, what's in the chat? People are like, I can't. You technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We have a button for that, Brandon, just in case you want to know.
Oh,
It's,
did we finally implement
That's
that?
right.
Okay,
so-
good.
So that's it. We didn't actually have technical
And,
difficulties.
yeah.
All right.
We're
Anyway,
back.
how are you guys doing?
You want to start?
How are you doing?
I am fabulous. Just
Yeah.
living the dream. Sorry. I couldn't help myself.
Oh, John, living the
And
dream.
Thanks for watching. See you later.
Yeah. Working on videos, right? We've been doing a lot of video stuff. You're working on a video for the channel here very, very, very soon.
Yes, I am. I'm trying to reap the rewards, but I have to finish the video because the way I'm motivated is bribery through that guy.
That's the way it works with Brandon too.
Oh.
Like, do these things and help us. What do I get? You might get some hardware. Oh, I'll be happy to do
Okay,
it. When do I
yeah.
get the hardware? After you're done. Don't ask questions. Right.
And you're never done.
And you're never done. That's exactly.
No.
Oh, good. I guess I always have to ask Brandon, you done anything with your home lab?
I have not this week.
Not
and
this
I've been
week?
pretty quiet, pretty busy at work, so I haven't had time to sit down and really get into it. Still, I was working on Scale last time. I got a new host I got to set up, but that's...
I don't understand. When I get new hardware, I immediately push all priorities aside. Fatherhood, parenthood, marital responsibilities, making sure the house doesn't fall down so I can put it together.
But you have money for RAM. I still need RAM.
Oh,
I'm waiting on the rest of the RAM
bought
to
any more
come
RAM. I
in.
need RAM too. I need RAM
Yeah.
for our Scale host downstairs. So it's...
I'm working on it.
Hey, I restarted my Asus router.
Did
today.
you?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It restarted.
I mean,
And scene.
weren't we gonna get him a Ubiquity thing?
Yes, we're
After
playing.
this
well,
video.
yeah, I'm
We're
like,
waiting
weren't
for this
we-
video, and then we're gonna move the TrueNAS over.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do some things with the money. We're not going to PAX anymore. So now
Oh, God, that's right.
we have motel
Sad.
money to go into that. So
Yeah, good
We
good
have,
times.
We have
Sorry.
$30.
There's more than that. to get a
It was
motel.
actually a hotel.
Oh.
$30 is motel money.
Oh,
Like $200 a night. That is hotel money.
Oh, okay,
It's
so
the hotel versus the motel.
It was Motel 6 and not Super 8.
Yeah, it was
I thought
clear
it was-
across Seattle.
I mean, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're all under like
Isn't
the-
Motel 6 and
the Hilton or the Marriott. They're all together.
They're
There's like,
owned by
there's
one
only like
company, right?
3 companies actually out there.
Speaking of owned by one company or billionaires owned by one companies,
Oh,
let's
well.
talk about Might.
that was the worst
That's-
segue to nothing.
Let's talk about this. All right, I hope nobody's watching, because if nobody's watching, this
Don't
is
worry,
gonna be
no
great.
one ever does. It's
That's good, cool.
Okay.
Guys, just before we get started here, you both know what that is. You know what that is right there, right?
That's
I don't know
the,
why
the
we're
billionaire
showing this.
rocket.
That is Jeffrey Bezos' Blue Origin rocket.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Oh, please don't. So, what is that? I just want to ask you a question. What I mean, obviously, it's a rocket. It's a model rocket, right? But I got a video. I want to show this video while we're talking instead. Let's talk about this. The company Estes, they make rockets. They are making a New Shepard. Oh, sorry, the rocket's called New Shepard.
What a
Jeez.
nice
Blue Origin's
shot.
the name of the company.
That's a great B-roll
And,
here.
and this is, and we're going to get a
Okay.
copyright strike for this, but that's okay. I want you guys to see this. Long story short, I just want to quickly talk about this. So you too now can hold Jeff Bezos' rocket in your hand. I wrote that. That's me.
I'm like, how long have you been waiting to say that?
I've been waiting so long
Yeah.
to say that. You can
Sure
pre-order it.
It's not in the back of the
It's
box.
$69.99. Coincidence? That's the truth. That's how much it costs. I think it's going to replay
When's
itself.
the last time you launched a model rocket?
I've never in my
I think we should do it.
in film it.
Yes.
I
You get your hands on it.
that's all I want to do.
And now we're blocked for.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I've ever wanted to do was hold Jeffrey
Now,
Bezos' rocket in my hand.
Does it land itself?
No, it
No.
doesn't.
No, but like
This
that
is
was
the type that starts a fire somewhere in a field,
that's
Yeah.
fair.
and then you blame someone else.
Well, you
But
blame
wasn't
Jeffrey Bezos.
wasn't that the big thing about his rocket? Was it could do the same thing that
that
that Elon's could? Is it brought itself back to
inland?
so
Yeah.
his model doesn't do that?
No, because this is $69.
yeah, let me
and
tell you
not-
about the
or
rocket
$70.
experience
Fair.
here.
But back to
Okay,
this.
okay.
Back to this. So this guy right here, I'm going to get the inappropriate adult stuff out of the way
Oh,
first
God.
because this
The
is just who I
inappropriate
am.
adult
Please
stuff.
go to the next topic.
No,
I feel like we already talked about
We
it.
did talk about it, and everybody talked about how much of it looks like a member.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Of
wasn't
the
until
rocket community.
yes, a member of the rocket community.
Oh, God.
But when I saw it sitting next to a box as a toy, it's not a toy. It's rocket. You
Yeah.
put it, but
It's a
it
model
looks
rocket.
it looks
It's a
very
toy.
much it looks very much like a what everybody says it looks like.
Kind
right?
of phallic.
Kind of. It's just the top of it.
What's the feather?
The that's just their
That's
logo.
their logo.
That's the
They're-
logo.
They're blue origin.
Oh, it's not the texture or like
No.
feather, light, feather. Okay.
We shop at different stores. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so you yourself can have this awesome rocket for $69.99. Pre-order it
On Amazon?
on Amazon.
Okay.
Of course. Or I'm
Weird.
sure it's on Amazon.
Wait, so you can buy explosives off of Amazon? Or do you have to
No,
like,
you don't get the rocket motors. I
You
think
don't.
you
You just
only
get
get
the model.
you only get the plastic chunk that holds the rocket,
Yeah.
right? I don't know where you get rocket motors.
I noticed too. Do you remember like when you bought these as a kid? You had to put them together. That looks completely assembled.
It
Yeah.
does.
I think it pops open and you fill up
That's
your
lame.
motor and then
Does
close
no?
it.
You shove the motor inside of it.
They don't want to ruin
that's-
their brand. They want it to be a complete.
Yeah.
All I know.
we don't want an 8-year-old to make this look
Although-
like crap.
I'm gonna ask a question. Why didn't Amazon build it themselves? Like, why isn't it Amazon Basics?
And like
because
any hobby, there's a cult, and there is a cult of model rockets.
Yeah, that's
I'm-
that's
and
fair.
you need the brand recognition.
That's fair, but
So-
I mean, Amazon has a history of undercutting.
That's true.
Like that's why there's chargers and cables and all that now because Amazon was like, well, those don't cost that much to make copper wires. We can do that. So this feels like I can mold plastic. We could do that.
Yeah, they could have. Obviously they wanted to take a brand of rockets that are well known in the model rocket community.
Plot twist: the Amazon warehouse workers actually build this in between orders. It's like in all the spare time they have.
You joke, but I don't.
You're gonna
Yeah,
go to the
I just
restroom?
feel bad for them. Yeah, while you're in the restroom, make a rocket. So this is a 1/66th model size. So
Okay.
it's
representative.
proportional. Did you guys know that Jeff Bezos?
Oh god.
This is something that was in this article I was reading about this rocket that in
Brandon's sighing already.
hold on. Every 20 seconds, Jeff Bezos makes as much as the average American
Doesn't
median
like
household.
that, I'm guessing.
No, it's median household a year.
I'm aware he needs to be taxed. Yes.
Like it's
See,
just.
he's the new Bill Gates.
But
like, remember in the 90s, people were like,
no, but Bill
can
Gates
you
wants-
believe it would cost more for Bill Gates to pick up $1 on the street?
Sure, but the difference is Bill Gates doesn't want to put rockets in space. He wants to cure malaria.
Well,
Yes, but at the time,
Only after a lot of tempering.
Oh, that's true. And Bill,
Do
I
you,
mean,
you remember
maybe-
90s Microsoft that would like sue your ass instantly?
that's true. They would buy you if they couldn't buy you, they would sue you into oblivion.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. At any rate, long story short, we don't need to look at Jeff Bezos'
Yeah,
little
please.
rocket toy any longer, unless it's something you want to do. You can buy that if you want to buy it. I don't want to
how
buy
much
it.
is it? Did we even say?
I said it's $69.
Wow.
Not a
99
joke.
cents.
69.
Not a joke.
Yeah, not a joke. I mean,
mean,
America,
like,
it's
like,
$70.
If this was Elon Musk, I would definitely think that would be a thing. But this is an actual calculated dollar
Well,
amount.
it's all about the meme economy.
Not in
like-
on
like
Amazon.
That is a meme that creates memes. Just look,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
don't have to put text on it.
There's a reason the Model S right now is sold for $69,420.
That's because Elon Musk.
That's because Elon Musk is
Elon Musk.
He's
It's
trying, but
bananas.
that's who his competitor is.
I don't know why.
Jeff Bezos is fighting a crazy man.
He is. Aren't they having a fight on Twitter right now too?
Oh yeah, that actually leads into what I'm talking about.
All right.
So
What's with all the segues this show?
Segways. we
So-
totally planned this.
Amazon asked the FCC to block the Starlink launch.
Okay.
Okay.
Starlink wants to launch another 30,000 satellites
Oh my
to
God,
add their letter. Have you
That's
guys ever
not-
seen the map of junk in space?
Yeah, we were actually
yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about this the last show that they want to launch like 500,000
Yeah.
satellites.
I mean, they're
So-
trying to do full coverage over the entire globe, right?
Right.
And so Amazon blocked them because they wanted to do like 2 satellite launches at once, and Amazon was like, that's against the rules. Here's like
Why
a
is it against the
injunction.
rules?
I read
Amazon's
a quick
like the
read a
Karen
quick
of the
yeah
space
basically
programs.
because they're having they're running their own Kuiper system, which is what is eventually going to be what I assume is JeffNet.
JeffNet.
Which will be the competitor to satellite Starlink, right? And so this kind of just feels like it started with that tweet where Elon was like, yes, Jeff Bezos has retired to start suing SpaceX.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But this kind of feels like a billionaire dick waving contest.
It
Thoughts?
is. No, it is. 100%. There's no question. This is.
I doubt he would retire because he has an army of lawyers, but
Yeah.
that's a text directly to his team. That's not a
I
go to work.
The more I think about this, I'm going to get melodramatic here because I need to. But we make jokes about how the billionaires are destroying, they basically destroyed
No, they're going to
everything,
escapism.
right? And well, but not even that. Now they're going to shove so much junk into space that when it all starts bouncing each other and becomes like this huge cloud, we'll never be able to
It's going
leave.
to be Wall-E.
Oh, but they will, because by then they're going to have created some kind of portal
That's they're
that they pay for.
You know?
You have to pay to
It'll
use
be a
the
billionaire portal.
for the space tourism
You only
program.
get to go up there for a little bit and then come back
You
down.
guys thought Halo was just a game? Halo is next Earth.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it makes me uncomfortable that we're watching this in real time. It just feels
Yeah,
nuts.
that's fair.
Real time, down with
But-
billionaires.
Things that aren't billionaires? What do you got?
Let's talk about something that's not billionaire.
Which topic are we bringing up first? We could talk about Apple.
I think we were starting with the Apple II that you talked about.
We're talking. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do the Apple II. So is that number 2 on this?
Let's just
Yeah.
say if you had money, Bezos money,
Okay.
Okay.
and this was your thing, they've got an Apple II manual that was signed by Steve Jobs. How much do you think that sold for?
Well, because he's dead, I bet you it's probably
Excuse me.
$300,000.
Close. $787.
That's not close.
I was gonna say 800,000 was my guess.
Maths.
$1 million.
Yeah. So, I just thought this was kind of interesting because, I don't know, just
That's really worth how much? You say?
$787,000.
Tells you about
It
the.
is a signed manual.
Okay.
And what actually caught my eye for this wasn't this item that sold the most. By the way, the inscription says, Julian, your generation is the first to grow up with the computers. Go change the world. And that was with Apple II. And so the auction item that actually caught my eye was, where is it? Steve Jobs actually, someone sent a letter asking for an autograph. And he sent a letter from his office explaining that he doesn't sign autographs, and then he signed it. So he actually did have a sense of humor, believe it or not. You know, he has a reputation.
He has
for
a reputation
being,
for being a monster, right? So
Yeah, but then again, it wasn't to an employee. So
that's true. He was only bad to employees, right? That's true.
right, and so that went for $479,000.
Wow, why couldn't I just get some of this sweet old Apple paraphernalia?
And you
Yeah,
should've
so
kept-
I mean, nostalgia is a thing. We talk about this a lot, but man, it's,
Are you saying that we should be buying up on eBay Elon Musk signed paraphernalia for
people
when he
already are.
inevitably
Yeah,
dies?
you're a
I mean,
little
that's where
late.
the
I'm always
flamethrower came from. It's where.
I'm always slow to this. So that's it. That's my
Well, that's the
retirement plan.
problem.
now.
Nostalgia is like already selling, and people are buying all this crap. And all these companies know it could potentially be nostalgia, so they overmake it, and then people are collecting things that there's already too much of. So it's
Well, but I'm saying like we need to find scraps paper that Musk signed or Bezos signed because when they eventually go up to space and they blow up, which eventually might happen, then maybe that will be worth a lot of money to those poor people who didn't ever.
wow.
Was the knock on wood for good intentions?
Oh, I was just checking. I was just checking.
I don't feel like
I
the
was
knock
hoping
on wood
that- I
was
was
good
hoping-
intentions there.
I was just hoping that nothing bad happened to it. All right, let's move on. Is that more? You got more to that, John, or is that it?
No, it's interesting.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, as a former Apple guy. So.
As a former Apple guy.
Again, if I had a ton of money, I would not spend $787,000 on a signed Steve Jobs thing. Like, unless it's like your friend group is like the Apple cult.
Yeah,
I guess I could kind of see that. Like maybe instead of collecting wine, having a bunch of wine to your fellow
Because you can drink it.
wine nerds, it'd be like, I have this notebook. Cool. Yeah, you should open the first page. Boom! Steve
Boom!
Jobs!
Look at me. I'm wondering if the people who buy stuff like that are the people who think that They're collectors. Like they have
Yeah.
stupid amounts of money. They don't care about Steve Jobs. They don't care about Apple IIe.
I don't know.
Maybe they're nostalgic to some degree. But to be honest with you, people who collect things that cost $1 million or $700,000, whatever, those people who are expecting that to increase in value, they are investing, and while they're investing, they're going to look at it in a hermetically sealed box. Right?
I don't know. Because
No?
at what point you're talking about someone that can afford $787,000 grew up in the heyday of Apple, and they're already the people who needed to invest in
Wait,
this stuff
this
was
isn't
20
the
years
heyday
ago.
of Apple right now?
No, they
Different
just-
way. You're talking about like a company that actually like shaped the future of home computers, right?
Fair.
And if you live through that, you're going to have nostalgia for it. That nostalgia to the point is to people who are retiring and
Yeah.
have money.
Fair.
People are not going to
Yeah.
invest in it. Someone that like was born today is going to be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, Apple."
Apple, it's a
Don't
fixture.
care.
Right.
So
But
I
I
think
don't-
right now that's sold to someone who probably has it on their coffee table to their fellow Apple.
It's like all the Nintendo stuff that's going on. Like the
That-
original version of Mario for the SNES is like going for half a
Brandon,
million.
Right here. What's that say?
Unopened SNES, yeah, for what?
I'm sorry.
800.
What are you calling it?
SNES?
There's the NES and then there's the SNES.
It's
There's
SNES.
no
It's
SNES.
SNES.
It is no.
SNES.
We don't say
Get-
I owned a SNES.
Get with the cool kids.
No, it's not. I will refuse. Refuse. It is called an SNES. It was a NES.
Yep.
It was not a SNES.
It's a NES.
No,
and a SNES.
it's not. If people are watching, is it a SNES? Because it's never been a SNES. John, did you own a SNES?
No, I own SNES.
Exactly. We all owned
It's
SNESs.
fucking boomers, man.
Oh my gosh! Right there. You just.
But
it's our generation. You
it's-
can't tell us how it's said. You can't tell us. You cannot. You're not allowed to say.
But I mean, more the fact that it's cashing. It's like GameCube games right now are going for 3, 4 times
Spitfire,
what
hey,
they
thanks
are.
for joining us. Is it a NES, like a Nintendo Entertainment System, like the original Nintendo? Is the successor called, which was the Super
Never gonna
Nintendo?
make it to the topic,
Is
are we?
it called
No.
a
Okay.
SNES or an SNES? Because I'm pretty sure it's
Wait,
an
so-
SNES.
GameCubes are actually selling for a lot right now.
Yeah,
GameCube
they're like
games?
$100 for the games that now.
Dude, I have so many.
I
GameCubes.
remember the
So
stack you
many
had.
GameCubes.
The problem is they got to be in the original packaging.
Yeah, they got to be all like we need to take it to a place that can do the cellophane wrap for you. Make it look.
I think we could figure something out.
Yeah.
No, Michael, no. Look at that. You get.
Boom!
It's y'all know each other, and you did the eye thing over
I
the
don't
internet.
know. I
and you're
don't
like,
know.
"Oh."
I don't know a random person on the internet.
Yeah.
I've never met this random
Which
person.
button ends the stream?
Look, Kiwi's on my side. It's an SNES. Well, hold on. Is she saying it's an SNES?
I don't know.
I have Eternal Darkness.
Kiwi, are you saying it's an SNES or a SNES or an SNES?
It's
SNES. She spelled it out. I love it.
SNES.
I love
No,
it.
it would be SNES.
Oh my
Thank you.
God.
There we go. Look, obviously.
Yo, yeah, you must know that person. Weird last name there. Kind of something in common. I don't know.
I'm just saying. It is an SNES. What other weird things do you call consoles from before your time?
You'd have to list. You'd have to list a
Is it a Genesis?
No, we don't talk about Sega. They didn't make it out. We don't talk about them.
Okay, and Spitfire SNES as well. So I'm sorry.
Oh, fine.
I'm sorry. You're wrong. Kiwi's right. I'm right. John's right.
Well,
Kiwi's right. Everybody's.
thanks for watching.
And
okay.
I feel so justified.
Hey, think differently.
All right. No, you need to think. All right. So you were talking about Nintendos. I'm sorry.
No, it's all,
No,
it's all good.
that's it.
Cool. It is.
That's,
You're actually
that's-
Because
talking
it's
about
the
Apple.
super version of the NES.
You were talking about Nintendo.
You, sir, are 100% correct. It is the super version. It is the 16-bit
I-
Nintendo.
I'm just that person who's like swinging the hammer at the screen in the 19. What is it?
Agree
That
to
Super Bowl
disagree.
commercial.
We don't agree to disagree. We have these ridiculous arguments. We're like, cool, good show. See you the next Friday.
Yeah.
Absolutism is the only way here. There's only one right person here, and it's me. Why is our view count going down?
Oh boy.
Oh,
All right, should we move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to jump to yours, or you want to talk about some people who don't know how to code a mouse properly?
Let's
No, let's keep circle jerking.
Fair enough.
we live it. Oh my gosh. And Spitfire, thanks man, I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Let's move on. I'll go next.
Okay.
What is next on the thing? Is it me?
I think so.
It's me,
It's you. Maybe it's John's. I don't remember.
See how it bounces around. We need to fix the right size. Let's see. This is gonna be John or it's me. It's John.
It's
John.
John.
Let's talk about.
All right, so I found
Is
this
that-
on Reddit. I
Okay,
found
that's the
this-
state of Oregon.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. So I found this on a Reddit post, and this guy is making maps of various states in WoW style. And it originally
In WoW style.
well, it made me laugh because notice how if you ever play WoW, the right side of Oregon has not been explored.
Yeah.
Just the west side.
Interesting.
But, yeah. So I got a few other maps here. He actually is doing other parts, other states. So this is his Etsy page, which weirdly enough says he's not currently selling on Etsy. And this
I'm
post-
not on Etsy. I'm not on Etsy.
The Reddit post is 3 days old, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he's actually no, I won't say anything. Who knows? But he's got other states. There's Washington.
There's state of Washington. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do see a theme here. The eastern side is not shown.
There's Texas.
Got Texas. The western side is not shown.
I mean, that's about
So-
right.
Well, I mean that's
really
that's
is
the way it
a
was in
desert.
WoW too, right? Like WoW, you had the
There's always one region that's not.
Yeah.
Oregon made me laugh because there's a very
there's
large
a very
divide.
there's a very
Yeah.
that's
So-
very interesting.
I think it's pretty neat. I wouldn't mind getting a print off of that, but
A print off.
Yeah.
How does he sell them? Does he sell them as like? He doesn't sell them at all, does he?
well,
said.
right now
He's
I
not
I
selling
can't
on
tell
Etsy,
ya.
so-
He's on Etsy.
I'm
I'm not on Etsy, but he's on Etsy. So.
I was gonna buy one. And
That's cool.
who knows? Maybe
Yeah, the Texas. We'll go back to the
it's
Tejas
probably some
version.
weird copyright strike from Blizzard.
No, because I mean that style. Like think of like the Game of Thrones.
I like how this is the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, local golf with the.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks normal.
All right. Anywho.
The golf.
But that's really cool. I like that. I mean, that's shows the main highways as like travel routes, but that's kind of it. But I mean, hey, for Texas, that's kind of right.
It's really not. It's really not proportionally to scale, right? I mean, Texas is massive.
I mean, come on, he doesn't have a little scale monitor. So you don't
No,
really
fair,
know.
but I mean, like Oregon looks pretty much like the state of Oregon's built, right?
Yeah.
And Washington, no, that's his page. Come back to Washington.
I mean, there are no mountains in Texas. You have to realize, like,
Are there no
Now,
mountains?
what's wrong
no,
with
like
Texas?
like
Oh,
tallest trees in Texas are like 20 feet. We don't have any 200 footers like you
Okay,
guys
so assuming he did this in Photoshop, I'm sure he just took an overlay.
have. Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
No, I think
And then-
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's very very cool. I think that's awesome. And for the WoW players out there, we know quite a few of them who still play WoW. That maybe
I mean,
won't-
I haven't in a
Sorry for
long
your
time,
souls.
but I still
Yeah.
think
And
it's
more like,
pretty
sorry
cool.
for your
May
spouses.
they be rest in peace.
sorry for your spouses.
Is it Aaron?
Aaron,
yeah.
Just like one guy we know is bad.
Praise be upon him.
Oh, yeah. Is that all that's in this one,
Yeah.
Brandon?
I think
That's it.
so. Yeah.
Woo.
I wanted to give it a shout out. And
I like it.
can't.
I think it's legit, and you're right. That's people making awesome art like that should definitely be.
So I don't know what's going on with the Etsy page, but
But he doesn't sell on Etsy. It says so.
hopefully he refreshes it.
Oh, let's talk about computer stuff because this is a tech channel.
Sorry.
Let's talk about tech.
Oof.
Let's talk about tech. You and me. Anyway, so that actually, gentlemen, I know you can read the label on it, but do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
an NVMe drive.
Right. It's Western Digital's blue SN5500 NVMe drive, which apparently Western Digital's pulling some shady stuff with.
Weird. They have no history.
They have no history of
have
selling
that
SMR drives as
whatsoever.
CMR drives. You're right. They've always been above the board. I mean, that's their corporation. Like I think that's what Western Digital's motto is we don't do shady stuff.
No, we're a transparent company.
Transparency. That's all right. Anyway, let's talk about this. So we, as in Two Guys Tech, have never used any WD drives in any of our builds. We typically use Samsung or we're using
ADATA.
I thought we used them for the Trina
Which
build.
also has some
And
weird.
the Trina-
That's the recommended one from them. That's WD.
In the
Reds.
Trina?
Reds.
Yeah,
no,
that's
I'm talking about
Reds.
NVMe's. I'm talking about the NVMe's.
Oh, we haven't used
Sorry,
NVMe,
no,
correct,
specifically,
sorry. Okay.
not the mechanical drives. We use plenty of WDs and mechanicals, but
ADATA,
ADATA.
which has also pulled some questionable things.
Yeah, that's true.
lately.
Like Samsung stuff. When there was the other guy we've been using lately. We put a Corsair,
Yep.
Gen 4 in yours, right?
Yep.
So
Corsair.
anyway, moving on. So let's talk about this since you guys don't know what's going on. So that drive, the SN55 or 550, is been out for a long time. It's kind of been a value darling in the best value hard drives for NVMe disks, right?
Yeah.
And it has okay speeds. It's a blue drive, and for people who don't know Western Digital's like color schemes, blues are like their value line, right?
Yeah.
They've
They're-
got blues and blacks, and they've got reds, and they've got purples, and they got all those things, and they got that's They're a color company. That's what they do. Anyway, so the SN550 there has, when it was produced and was tested by all these YouTubers and these reviewers online and these magazines, it produced basically after you filled up the cache in the drive. Like, so let's say you pushed a huge amount of data to it, like you're writing videos or something like that, like the work you do, John. After it filled that cache up, it had a write speed of 610 megabytes a second, which for an NVMe is not fast.
Yeah.
But it's a value price drive. And so for someone who's looking for cheap storage, that's okay. You know, it's another 200 megabytes faster than the SATA interface.
Yeah.
And so it was all good. In June of this year, people started to notice that the drive with the same model wasn't doing the same performance. And it's come to find out that Western Digital, in June of 2021, changed out the RAM, the flash that they used on it, and the firmwares, and it writes now, after it fills its buffers, at 390 megabytes a second. Why it's shady, is because they didn't say a single thing to anybody about it. Same model number,
Yeah.
same everything. They're just like, oh no, it's great, it's great. You know, they obviously made decisions to make it even cheaper for them, right? Because that's what you would do, putting slower components on it to save yourself some money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Western Digital.
I don't think anyone's in this table surprised though. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I think that especially WD, who's being sued because of the SMR CMR deal.
Yeah.
You know, the shingled magnetic recording versus the conventional magnetic recording mechanical hard drives. They're being sued for that.
well,
Yeah.
it's safe to say it's a separate division, right?
I mean, but you have to assume that the company
But
makes
it's
the
marketing
decision.
in the end, right?
Right.
Right, which has no idea what is going on.
Then
in the
you,
hardware
after
end.
you get your butt sued for doing something totally shady, calling these things what they're not. I mean, that's what essentially the SMR CMR thing was. Is they essentially said, oh no, these NAS drives, these are NAS drives. They're going to be great. They will be, they will work perfectly and they'll not degrade over time. And
If
then
that
people
was a separate division, yes.
it's the same company though.
Right, but Samsung makes missiles and smartphones, right?
I hope I'm never blown up by a
So
Samsung
let's
missile.
just say, I don't know, there was a company email
Okay.
about killing children. And then there was
Well,
a
this got dark.
company email about
that
batteries exploding.
that
Right? Does that
escalated
go
quickly.
the whole company?
Well,
Okay, I see what you're saying, but
but
WD only makes storage media.
Yes, and you're not saying there's divisions
Well,
within a company.
but from an external point, I don't care.
Yeah, the
If it
fact
was
that they didn't
different
even
divisions.
change
I'm
the
not
name-
arguing
WD
that.
did it. WD's the problem. I don't care if
That
it was...
is our perspective, but I'm just saying from an internal perspective, the only thing that would make sense.
John playing devil's
Sense.
advocate.
Yeah,
here.
I
I'm
feel like
not
that's
trying to
just-
play devil's advocate. I'm just
Well, look,
saying.
I get what you're saying, and I totally understand. However, considering that this has happened, let's play the two divisions or multiple divisions in the company making bad decisions, right?
Mhm.
Now you've got a company that has the SMR CMR debacle,
Right.
and you have this. You clearly have a systemic problem at the
Yeah.
organization
Yeah.
where they don't care about who they're selling products to or what the products say. They're going to do, they're going to move their shells around inside the company to save and make more money, right?
Mhm.
And so they actually, I read an article that ours had done, and ours had reached out to them, and they basically responded to ours and said, oh, well, in the future, we're going to be more transparent. We're going to change the model numbers and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how is that not the first thing you do?
Yeah.
How did just put a 1 behind that 550 there? Call it an SN 551. Problem solved. It's not like it costs more ink to do it. So then it's...
Yeah.
Someone is analyzing.
What do you guys think out there? Do you think, maybe some of you are watching don't care about computer parts, but what we're talking about is the traditional bait and switch BS, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of unacceptable. It's like when they advertise, drives as QLC versus TLC versus SLC and actually the different NANDs you're using.
Right.
Which I understand is more technical, and so there's more, I guess, gray area.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is just, flat out lying essentially.
It
You've
is.
changed, your controller's changed, your DRAM cache has changed. It's now slower. It is a different thing.
It's not just WD though. I mean, it's,
Well,
But to be fair, we haven't caught anyone else doing it.
yeah, I mean,
Well-
Seagate doesn't pull this stuff.
ADATA has. They've been called out, but nothing happened.
Fair.
Tell me something that costs.
I was just looking here to see how much, because Spitfire was
RGB.
saying
Well,
that the 1 terabyte is-
RGB makes it go faster. First of all,
Wait,
He is
Uh,
right.
You can get an RGB.
you can get an RGB drive now. That is a normal thing.
NVMe though.
Yeah.
No kidding.
You get like a cooler on top, and you have a little
that
wire,
makes sense. Okay.
and it just sits there, and it'll flash RGB at you all day.
In all fairness, this makes me wonder. So I was just looking on Amazon right now. The SN550 1 terabyte goes for $99, right? But the Samsung 1 terabytes.
They're like only $10 more or something. They're at least
Yeah.
last time I looked.
I'm gonna look up here.
They weren't too crazy because, well, and that's the whole thing. Like, there's the ones that run at the 2400 megabyte speeds and the ones that run the 1800 megabyte speeds. And so it sounds like what they did is drop down to the 1800 megabyte speeds, but never changed the name to it. And so then you made another product.
I'm sure the discussion was no one uses this much data.
Or,
and if you're going to,
yeah,
you're not
probably
going
right.
to spend $100.
They pull that junk all the time where they sit there and they go, well, our average use case shows that most people are using small files and that'll fit inside the buffer. Therefore, it's still just as fast as the last one because we're just storing it in the cache and then we'll spool it off to the slow.
The actual user who would need that would not spend $100.
There's no problem with that type of analysis.
The
problem is you claimed it does more when it can't.
Again, I'm the guy that I try to understand equal sides.
I'm the guy who's looking for a job at a big corporation in marketing.
I'm not. I get it. I don't get it.
I
would never do it. I would never do it. But
it is bait and switch. You have to admit, it's a bait and switch.
I'm not arguing with it.
Okay,
I'm just saying from their perspective, this is how they're viewing it. I do not agree with it whatsoever.
Sure.
Fair
enough.
But
I'm sure that was the discussion.
Yeah, you're
even though they should know that every PC gamer out there, the first thing they do before they download anything, not a game, not Steam, is they download benchmark software. And if it's $100, that is who your user base is.
That's your badge of honor. The first thing you do when you build a computer is you benchmark.
Yes. My boy Crystal Dismark, always covering
it. Get Crystal Dismark in there. Get all of your benchmark
there's
tools.
what these people that work at the company think that makes sense. But then they've obviously never been gamers.
They're business people.
Exactly.
They're business people, right? And to Brandon's point, people who would be affected by this would be people who are moving big chunks of data, like you. You're a perfect example. If we had to build a computer and put that in there, I mean, that would say something about our ultimate editing build that we use that drive.
That's what I'm saying.
It would affect you 100%. You would feel it day one.
Right, but we would never look at a $100 drive.
Right.
And that's the thing. Whoever decided this is out of touch on what the base of that drive is.
That's fair.
So they look at the statistics of what does a game draw at with hard drive and hard drive speed. And guess what? They don't need that much speed. But what do they want? So
they want to know they're getting the best for the cheapest amount, right?
Well, the
980, just for the record, the 980 Samsung NVMe is $119.
One rule.
What?
Silence your stuff.
That was another thing.
Rule.
You didn't get that other device. I was going to look up the disc that Spitfire was mentioning on here to see.
See, it's got full RGB.
That is spectacular.
Until you cover it.
It's got the LGBTQ lights.
I like it. I like it a lot. And that's $109, $110. It's a little bit more. But
I mean, the $10 makes it go faster.
You know what?
If it's only $10,
here's the deal. with that hard drive or with that disc, doing its color stuff in my computer, I'd be okay with the slower speed.
I would too.
All right, moving on. What else we got?
Well, you want to hear something else sketchy?
Yeah.
You ever have a mouse driver request admin privileges?
I've heard about this one too.
So Razer and all their mice, apparently, when you plug them in, it will request admin privileges from your computer.
Okay.
And then install the driver. Not a big deal.
Right.
But you can interrupt this process and open up File Explorer as an admin.
Oh man. That's great.
And if you're a hacker, that just opens up all sorts of doors.
Just walk around with your Razer mouse.
Yeah, just if someone knocks on your door and is like, I need to use my mouse on your computer. You might not want to do that. Razer's working on it, but it's kind of this whole thing of why does everything on my computer have to ask for admin privileges?
By the way, Amazon has a deal on Amazon mice today. You can check the link below. There is an affiliate price associated.
Oh, gosh.
In 48 hours, John will knock on your door and want to install a Razer
Amazon mouse. I'm searching for it.
There actually was a study or test by the NSA where they just dropped random thumb drives in the parking lot.
Yep.
And what was it, 90-something%
That-
plugged in their computers at work.
That is actually how they broke a lot of Iranian nuclear centrifuges.
There's
Is they walked
crazy
around and dropped
stories.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
hold on.
Mhm.
If you found a
No.
USB stick, hold up.
No. And it was
You-
labeled rich self-porn.
Self
Right?
porn.
Is that where this is going?
You know what? It wouldn't say porn. It would say
So-
art.
Oh.
yeah.
It's artistic.
Yes, I plug it in.
Okay.
You're totally
okay.
right. I plug it in.
So I'm just okay. So what I'm saying is, if there was a 256 gig memory stick laying in the parking lot, not crushed by a car like someone accidentally drove over it, but it's
Yeah.
there, you still wouldn't take it and smartly somehow plug it into something that couldn't infect, right? Like, build a virtual machine and get it in there and then format through some sort of means. You wouldn't pick up that 256 gig.
No, okay. Rephrase this. Let's say it was in the NSA parking lot. Okay. Right.
I don't think they would let people like us in an NSA parking lot.
Let's just say you did, and it says something ridiculous like 500 terabyte,
I mean,
and then some ridiculous data speed,
I think
and then it was all posted on the stick like a prototype. Like the
think-
question is, would you then plug it in?
I mean, I think you guys are overthinking it. You leave an 8 gig stick in a parking lot anywhere. Any normal business employee who's hopefully fingers crossed here, not an IT admin, will just plug that in immediately
That's true.
and just see what's on it because people are just curious.
Because not just that, but they want the stick.
Okay,
And then you
you
plug it
want
in,
the
and
stick.
it's
I'm not
able-
sure.
I
everyone
guess
wants
maybe
the
maybe
stick.
that's the point. Okay, so let's break this down into buckets here. So when I man, it's making me feel old.
Long story short,
Yes,
your driver should not ask for admin privileges.
right. No, you 100%. I mean,
How
or-
would you know that?
You wouldn't. Razer should be doing better code is the other half of the story, right?
and Michael thinks that the cops will talk to you before you get to the NSA parking lot. You would hope so.
But there's a USB
No.
stick
You're
lying
like,
on the ground.
But officer, I
Oh,
have an entire
I'm-
pocket of memory sticks to lay out in this
I'm
parking
sorry.
lot.
Cops would talk to you. No, a fucking van would roll up and just grab you. There
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
be
there'd
any-
be a van. Yeah, a door would open and you get pulled inside of it. Yeah,
oh
no,
man.
I wouldn't do that.
Well,
I would say go to a New Seasons or a Fred Meyer parking lot and just distribute them.
This could be a good experiment, actually. Because
would
we
be.
could
It's,
do something like that.
I don't want to do that because we just talked about it. Now we can't do it.
yeah, I mean, you can do what the kid. Well, there was a kid I think it was in Europe. He left. I don't know how he got on there, but he broke into a Swedish supercomputer at CERN
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and just started mining crypto.
Wow.
Why mine it at home when you can drop USB sticks in the parking lot for everyone else?
So apparently Michael lives
But-
out by,
Boom. There you go.
No, yeah, he used to live out on the 495, and there's a turnoff for the NSA, and it has in like big letters, NSA, no return, like 3 or 4 times. Every time there's people who go in there.
But
course.
my GPS is
And then-
telling me this is Walmart.
Yeah, and then they
This is where you buy USB sticks.
they sit there and then
They Google and Walmart local USB sticks. And
NSA
they go to
exit.
the NSA.
495.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like I grew up in a generation where USB sticks were special and rare,
Yeah.
and if you had them, you cherished them because they were expensive.
Well, that's when Flash
They're-
cost a lot.
Right, and now that's not the case. Right now they're dirt cheap. But I
Yeah.
tell you what, I still see one. I'm like, huh,
Okay.
what size is that? Oh, 'cause
Rich, let me ask if you ever did this. You would grab a handful of AOL 3.5-inch disc at Walmart,
okay.
and you would try to reformat them to use them yourselves.
I had a little tool that allowed me to do it, and I could
Right.
You had the double punch tool.
Free
Yeah,
discs?
free discs,
Free
baby.
discs, and the Walmart just had a giant bin of
A
them.
bin of 'em, that's
Like, hey, I could put some games in here and save my 500 megabyte hard drive some room for Star Trek Interactive. But
Oh man.
those were good times, man.
if they were. You can't buy free. Okay, anyhow,
Can't buy free.
you can't buy free.
What else we got,
I
guys?
think you're up next.
Am I up next?
Yeah.
Spitfire, you gotta tell us why Walmart is crazy for you. I'd like to know. Where's the thing I want to talk about? Oh yeah. Oh, I got this is a nice story. This is a story that everybody's gonna love. I love this story,
Okay.
so you're gonna love the story too. There it is.
Yes,
Okay.
That's Windows 11.
And,
I'm running Windows 11 beta.
I'm getting deja
Yeah,
vu
been
right
been
now.
there, done that. What's so
But
big about
as a
it?
side note, I just want to say that, and that this is rare for me to say this, so I'll get right to the point. Windows 11 is pretty great.
Oh, boo.
I'm telling you, it's pretty great.
Yeah, I know.
It's just Windows 10 with a reskin, but I like the skinning. I like it. Anyway, you remember when Microsoft made the beta of Windows 11 available, and then they started talking about system requirements. Now you had to have a certain minimum hardware requirement, and
Yep.
you would not install.
And you're worried about your mentioning my graphics card might not be compatible.
Well, there's a whole bunch of crap that was just like, oh, you can't, you don't meet these minimum requirements. And Brandon had an old computer. You upgraded, and your old computer wouldn't have been compatible. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, my previous build would not have been compatible. Neither
And
would yours.
Neither would mine. Well, that's not the case anymore. So you didn't have to get rid of it. So
Oh, no.
apparently, Microsoft has changed their mind on Windows 11. And now officially, what is going to happen is if you try to do an in-place upgrade through Windows 10, which is the Windows update upgrade process, you can't do it. They'll stick to their guns and say, you got to have this, you got to have all of these specific pieces of hardware. If you download the ISO and make your USB stick or a burnable CD, you can install Windows 11 on whatever you want.
What's a CD?
CDs, for you younger generation, they were pieces of plastic that had an aluminum layer and then a medium that, it doesn't matter.
So here's the question.
Yeah.
If your computer has a CD burner, should you be installing Windows 11?
I'm also starting to see a trend here where, like, the same thing with direct storage. They were like, direct storage will only be a Windows thing, meaning that your CPU can directly talk to your GPU can talk directly to your storage. That was a whole big thing, and they were like, Windows 11 is gonna be great, it's gonna be ready to go. And then everyone complained, and they were like, oh, we can bring it to Windows 10. How many things are gonna be? Oh, we can bring it to Windows 10.
Until
What's the line here? I thought Microsoft was setting these technical boundaries, but they seem just to be
they're arbitrary rules.
arbitrary now.
They're arbitrary rules. The instant you had mentioned to me that your 7700K didn't support Windows 11, I'm like, that's a lie, right? That's all BS, right? That's not true because, I say that maybe Spitfire's Core 2 Duo might not run it. You're cutting it close there, buddy.
I have a super micro with an Atom D525. You think that's gonna run it?
I bet it would run it. It's just not going to run it very well.
Yeah.
But long story short,
Hey,
it's
a solitaire still, right?
Yeah, it's still got Solitaire. As long as they keep the Windows snip tool, that's all I care about.
Would any of you make the jump to Linux?
No.
Because there's that whole Proton layer for games now, and I can understand
He can't. He just
have
can't until
video
Adobe.
editing.
Yeah, until.
But are you that upset with Windows right now that you're like, Ubuntu, sign me up, I'm ready?
I just do whatever Adobe tells me to do. That's it. That's it.
Adobe tells you need 128 gigs of RAM.
I will buy 128 gigs of RAM.
If Adobe says you must sacrifice your first human child, then you will do so.
We all get phishing texts. And the phishing texts I get are all from Adobe. Right?
Hey,
sign up for our cloud.
Yeah.
I'm already signed up.
They're like, hey, it's your friend Eric at Adobe. I'm like, here's my credit card. And they're like, well, I didn't even ask for it yet.
You are right, Twin Tail. You're right. That's very true. That just because something is devoid of files on it doesn't mean it doesn't carry a dangerous payload.
Correct.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, Rich, stop plugging in random USBs into your
Look, it's an illness. It's an illness.
I wish we had.
I don't know why my
USB
bank
sticks.
account keeps getting taken. Anyway, but I don't know. I just think that obviously Microsoft did the same thing when NVMe's came out, and they said Windows 7. You want to use that sweet NVMe? I'm sorry, you got to go to Windows 10.
Yep.
Right, and that was it. That we're not going to support it on there. Windows 8, Windows 8 1. No, we're not going to support NVMe. And that's the thing that moved people off of Windows 7. Not Microsoft saying, we're not going to support it anymore. People don't really care about that. Even in Call of Duty, if you start up Warzone or Black Ops, there's a banner that comes up that says, we are ending support for Windows 7. You need to upgrade now.
It's when you interrupt people's workflow.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You need to make it painful for them. You need to make them have a valid reason other than spending an arbitrary $100 on an update. Even though Windows 7 got free upgrades to Windows 10. I don't know.
Do we know if 11's going to cost money yet?
I don't think.
No one cares right now. Give it a month.
I think that I'm going to put it out there, and you guys can call me out for this in a year from now. But I'm pretty sure they're going to do the same free upgrade if you have a Windows 10 version, and they're going to do the same thing. Microsoft doesn't care about making money off Windows client OS anymore.
They got Azure.
They want you in the cloud. They want your business in the cloud. They want you to be paying for your Office 365. That's where they're making the money. They don't really. Steve Ballmer's gone, right? He's not going after the Linuxes and the hackers and all the people and that guy had a vendetta against anything that was not pro Microsoft, right? Microsoft
Yeah.
these days, it's like, I don't care. We don't, whatever. Here it is, take this. And I mean, Mac OS is free for people who have Macs. So,
And technically free
Yeah,
if
but
you want to use
Apple's
Clover
selling
Boot.
hardware
Yeah.
too. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. But so yeah, that's it. Windows 11. Get you some Windows 11,
Which,
baby.
is the middle taskbar awful?
No, I like the middle taskbar.
Oh,
do they call it the dock?
They should.
It's
What is it called?
It's the taskbar.
Middle taskbar?
I think that I still call it taskbar.
It's just
They just
taskbar.
put it in
And
the
for
middle.
people who get all like emotionally scarred because it's in the middle, you can right click and go to properties and say go on the
But-
left, and
But
it puts
that's
on the
not
left.
fun. You know, you gotta.
And but it's fine. It definitely takes a huge design cue from Mac OS. Like all the windows are curved corners now. There's no more square corners in Windows, that was the thing. Mac had the curved corners for all the apps, and Windows always been
Can I
square
just
corners.
say I was talking about that 2 months ago of like, is it weird to anyone that like Windows has the same icons they've had since like Windows 95?
Mm-hmm.
The same icons.
Yeah, I've noticed some little things too, where like in Windows 10 you can kind of see inside of folders, where it'll tell you if the folder's full. In Windows 11 you can, but it's not as clear. You gotta look a little more.
Yeah, they need to. If they were really smart, and if they just go whole hog with it, the preview functionality that's built into Mac OS, where you hit the spacebar and you get to see inside of it, that needs to be in Windows. That needs to be in every application and every operating system. That is ridiculous that you have to open something
It needs
to
to
view
be long enough so it's
Yeah.
not a rip from Apple.
Well, and there's a lot of rips from Linux too in this
I'm
this
sure.
whole thing
Well,
too.
that's Apple, right? Like
Yeah.
OS 10 was the Linux. So,
Yeah,
It's all gonna be the one unified operating system one day.
but
The
you pay
unified.
for it.
but you'll pay for it.
But
All right,
yeah,
I don't
well.
have anything else to talk about. Do you guys have anything
you got
else?
one more thing?
I don't think so.
No, we'll wrap it up then.
Cool. I had the Discord thing. but
Talk about
what
the Discord thing.
time is it?
Ah,
7:46.
you can just do a
7:46.
quick one. You got 4 minutes.
All right, so during the pandemic, like video chat has been pretty valuable. Everyone's using Zoom, right?
I mean,
Are we still using Zoom? Is that
No,
still a thing?
No, they
it's
banned
not.
that real quick where I work.
And we were asking during the pandemic, why isn't everyone using Discord? Like,
Yeah.
it's free, it has a good video chat, it's
Yep.
got to build a community.
Yep.
Well, recently, Discord rejected an offer from Microsoft for $12 billion.
$1 billion.
Billion dollars.
$1 billion.
I mean, it's a joke that Austin Powers about 1 million, but like $1 billion is so much more than $1 million. You can't even
It's like
joke about it.
times.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, currently Discord has a valuation of $7 billion, which is still an absurd amount of money.
it is.
And the CEO currently is saying that the value that they're for sale for is $15 billion.
Holy cow.
15 billion, and I can't get over that. But I mean,
That's our Discord right there, guys. Get on our Discord right here. Get on it. Join our Discord. We would love to have you. Spitfire, join our Discord. Everyone else I see is already in the Discord. So
they have 150 million active users a month, not just account, like actual active users.
Yep.
And you and they have little upgrades, like every little phone app, where you can pay for an upgraded video quality. And
Yep.
we've done a lot of
You
people.
can
We have
nitro yourself up, right?
Exactly. So, and I think it's one of the best platforms out there until recently. But I don't know, 15. I mean, the B word just blows my mind.
The B word.
The
yeah.
B word. So
We're talking about billion
I mean,
people. Talking
Yeah,
about
I
billion.
can see it. I think 15 is really high for them. I don't know. I like Discord a lot. They've been making some more changes to become, I guess, more social media-ish.
Yeah,
and I'm not 100% on board with that. But I do like that my friends can join into a server and I can see them all hanging out. I can be like, yes, I'm going to go join that group of people and talk to them in a more open format. It doesn't feel as formal as Zoom or Skype.
right, that is exactly how the CEO is selling it. In fact, a quote from him is saying, "This big trend of people shifting away from broadcast-wide open social media communication services to a more small, intimate place."
That's true.
It's not wrong. That's the thing.
No, he's 100% correct. I don't know if Discord is worth $15 billion, because that is just a huge amount of money for what is basically
Well, let's just
Free
say
Slack.
that during COVID, everyone's used every social media platform.
that's true.
And if a company buys Discord and is somehow able to make corporations pay for it to become their media platform of choice,
That's
then it's worth 15 billions. The problem is 15 billions.
Yeah.
The problem is you have to get a
It's
company that's invested enough to invest even more money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
they did just do a hubs thing, which is like targeted more at schools.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I think they're trying to make it more, but it'd be really hard to hop onto this as a business, especially when businesses have compliance requirements. Because as far as Discord's concerned, it's open.
Oh, they're not going to be used in a hospital anytime soon.
Yeah, you're not going to use a hospital. You're not going to use for government. You're not going to use for anyone who wants to protect their IP.
Yeah.
So, like, why even tempt your employees that way and just say that, because until Discord comes up with a separate server that is encrypted or something along those lines where they have some sort of trust, because that was the big Zoom thing. It's like, now Zoom calls are encrypted. Yes. I just don't see Discord getting into the business stuff, at least.
You don't see Discord for Business being the next big tag that they put
Well,
on
that's
there?
what I'm saying. A
I
business
think
would
John's
have
right.
to spend
This-
that much money and then invest in it.
Call it Discord for Business, and then you could talk about stuff. But I mean, Discord is, in and of itself, like Slack, like Mattermost, like Microsoft Teams. They're all basically clones of the same concept. The thing that makes Discord different
It's a live
is
form.
it was kind of first-ish, right? I
Yeah.
guess Slack was... I don't know which one came first, if Slack was first or Discord was first.
It's all about TeamSpeak.
But TeamSpeak didn't have the
Oh,
chat
Teams-
aspect, right?
TeamSpeak's still stuck in 1990 and they haven't figured that out yet.
I'm still on ICQ, so.
Uh-oh. Anyway,
You have mail.
but the thing here is that it's still focused at people in a general, like, wide sense.
Yeah.
Like, because it used to be video games. It used to officially be the place for people to play video games with. When I moved from TeamSpeak to Discord, it was because all my friends who were playing video games had abandoned TeamSpeak because they thought it was garbage, and Discord was the new hotness, right?
Right. Okay.
So
Let's just say from a business, again, I'm already arguing what I just said. But let's just say you're a business.
yes,
Why would you want a complete history of what your employees have said, which is what Discord has?
that's fair. I mean, as a business, I would want to make sure to use that stuff so that when someone does
You
something
would want something
inappropriate-
simpler. You would not want a platform that's a complete history, an
Oh, no,
open
I mean-
forum.
Well,
of
you
what
would,
all
you
your
wouldn't be. It
employees-
wouldn't be open, right? It would have to be private because the business would be for employees only.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to be able to audit everything they say.
You
That way
do.
you can kick them out when they sexually harass somebody or they say something inappropriate about the company and share some details they shouldn't. That's why you want that sort of stuff. Like businesses,
Yeah.
like using Microsoft Teams, stuff like that. Oh, you get
That's
all the history you
all
want,
audited,
baby.
yeah.
You want that stuff. That's audit. Yeah. We want to know how long you're on there. What were you doing? Who are you talking to? How long did you talk to those people? Yeah, okay, we got that stuff. All right, good. And then it's queryable. I can run a report and say, John talked to Brandon.
Search terms.
Yeah, John
If you
talked
could
to Brandon.
hashtag your own racist comments, that'd be great.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
anyway,
Is that it? Wrapping it
I
up?
think that's. We've been here about an hour.
Yeah, I think
You guys have been a great audience. Appreciate having you guys there. Oh, MW, hello. Hey, it's the end of the show, man. It's the end of the show.
They always do that to us.
I-
There's always
I
like
s-
3 or 4 people who just show
They
up at
time
like
it.
last 5 minutes.
Like, oh look, I bet you they're about to get done. Anyway, Spitfire, Twin Tail, Michael, Katie, Kiwi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna do this next week, right?
Yeah, I think
Right.
so.
Since we're not gonna be at PAX,
That's
unfortunately.
true. Yeah.
So, but we won't have the COVIDs since we didn't go to the PAXs. All right. Anyway, you guys, thank you for watching. We will see you next week.
Catch
See you
y'all.